They overestimate the size of the market. The way India's digital revolution has taken place is very upside down, right? So the digital revolution happened in the developed world after they had reached a certain GDP per capita. And then everyone could afford phones, and then you could afford like large scale, laying out the fiber cables for the internet and, all the things that got built on top of it. In India, Uttar Pradesh, when you go to Varanasi and when you go to the poorest parts of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, you'll have excellent internet. You may not have water, right? But you'll have it. So the numbers that are constantly thrown around are that, India has 860 million people plugged into the digital space through smartphones, at least one in each household. And India has the largest number of young people. So an edtech company has a potential market size of 300 million or something like that. I think that's a huge overestimate because the number of people who have the internet in India the way we think of comparably in the US is only about 25, 30 million. Only they have the same kind of disposable income. They are the people who watch Netflix, who will get an Amazon subscription and so on. So I think Sajid Pai had a lovely report on this recently. It's called the Indus Valley Report, like Silicon Valley, but for India. So that's the spin on it. I think he estimates that it's about the size of Taiwan, India A, as he calls it. And the group that does quite a bit of spending on the internet is about 200 million, right? Maybe even slightly lesser. And then the next billion are not really spending that much money on these things. So doing another DoorDash and doing another one of the another Uber for India, like that's what the VCs are looking at because they think we have Uber here. California has 40 million people. Yeah. India is 860 million people with smartphones. That is not a one-on-one translation.
Total addressable market, huge. Actually, they're just investing in the Taiwan that lives in India.
Yes. And even the Taiwan that lives in India, that's smaller than California.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And poorer than California. So now we really need to think about that question. So I would say that's one thing they get wrong.